Hello everybody, it is me Karen Maloney from soulpowerlight.com and host of the Curiosity and Consciousness podcast. I hope you're all doing well, and I wanted to share a tool or technique that might be really useful for you during this time, this transition and this shifting period and this extremely important opportunity that we have in front of us now. I shared it on my podcast as well last year, but it's a technique to help us drop in and connect with our emotions. And that's exactly what we need to do now. We have this idea that emotions are not our friends, or that we should only feel high vibrational emotions and not low vibrational emotions, or that was me anyway. Whereas we need to feel them all, and this is the time and the period that we're coming into now is about feeling everything. We need to feel it all to heal it, and this is what we're going through now as well, and we're being shown on the collective. It is time for us all to start feeling, to open our hearts so we can move through and transcend above these emotions and all this stuff that has been hidden in the darkness for so long. So, our emotions are our friends. They are just like our feedback system of where we're at. And really, really, really importantly to know and remember is we are not our emotions. Our emotions are transient. They come and go. But we often hold on and attach and suppress and don't want to feel. We put up this wall, this barrier, because we think logically it will protect us. It will help us. But in the long run, it is so counterintuitive. We need to completely open ourselves up, because then they can pass through. We can observe, we can acknowledge them, and then they pass, they dissipate. So emotions are just our feedback system. And when we observe, we create a space, we allow them. Believe me, they move through. Okay, there's that saying, we have to feel them to heal them. So this is a technique that I call stop, drop, roll, and give thanks. And again, when you feel stressed, full of fear, anxiety, frustration, anger, hurt, sadness, whatever it is, when you feel that emotion rising and it feels all-consuming at times and really overwhelming, what you need to do is stop. Just take a few moments and just stop. Take a seat, find a place, go to the couch, your room, whatever, and just take a moment. And then just drop into your body. So close your eyes and just get curious. Drop in and observe. We're becoming the conscious observers of what is happening to us. Okay, so it's like we're a step outside of ourselves and we're observing. So drop in and notice, where do you feel this emotion? Where do you feel it? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your chest? Is it in your throat? Is it in your head? Where do you feel it? And again, we're just observing. There is no story, there's no criticizing, there's no judging, there's none of that. It's completely an observation. So just observe, where in your body is it? Perhaps you feel it in your chest. And then how does it feel? Does it feel dense? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel tight? Does it feel restrictive? And again, sometimes this can take a few moments, because we're so used to just avoiding our feelings that we often don't know. So again, just notice, and maybe it's a tightness in your chest. And then just ask, what feeling is it? What am I feeling? Because again, sometimes, and I know for me, I didn't even know. I was like, it's frustration, it's sadness, and then when you actually come down and get to the root of it, it's fear, or it's anger, or it's something else. So give yourself a few moments and really honor and acknowledge, how am I feeling? What is the emotion? And again, create that space. You're just observing. You're not adding the story of, oh, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. Why did they do this? Why did they do that? The judgment, the criticizing, none of that. You're leaving all of that aside. And remember, we are the observer. We're just consciously observing our bodies and allowing ourselves to feel. We're creating this space that we're saying, it's okay. This is safe to feel this. Okay, so then name the emotion. So maybe perhaps now it's fear. So then you've got feeling that fear, it's a tightness in your chest, and just sit with it, just allow it, and just really, really honor and acknowledge it. And again, no story, no criticizing, no judgment. Just simply allow it and be like, yeah, I feel fear, or I freaking feel it. And it's scary, but it's okay. It's okay. It is perfectly okay. And just allow it. And sometimes then we need to roll with it. Because often when we get an emotional surge, literally our body is filled with thousands and thousands and thousands of biochemicals. Like they are flushing our body, and that's what makes us feel this sensation. So sometimes then again, when we actually name the emotion, we get this surge. And it can feel really overwhelming and really strong. And we might want to, scream or whatever, but just allow it, because that initial surge lasts 90 seconds. That really, really intense feeling. And scientifically, you can look this up. It lasts 90 seconds. So a minute and a half, just allow. Again, you're just feeling, you're just creating the space. You're really honoring and acknowledging yourself and observing how you are feeling, breathing through it the whole time. And believe me, when you do that, it dissipates. It creates a space for it to just release. Now, that doesn't mean it may not rise again. It absolutely might. So we do this all the time. But for then, that could be enough. But sometimes as well, check in. Is there something else I need right now? Just to release it another little bit. Sometimes we may feel like crying. We may feel like journaling. We may feel like screaming. We may feel like, just shaking our body. Whatever else comes up for you, do it. Do it, do it, do it. And again, there's no judging. There's no criticizing if you cry. Don't be like, why the hell am I crying? This is so stupid. Just cry. Just let yourself cry. Let yourself scream. Let yourself, shake your body. Whatever comes up for you, to roll with it, to move it a bit more. And then after you do all that, you give thanks. You give thanks, you give thanks, you give thanks. Be so grateful for yourself that you gave yourself these few moments, that you acknowledged, you honored, you respected yourself, that you allowed yourself this space to feel, and you observed what was happening in your body. Gratitude is the greatest superpower. It brings you back to the present, and it takes that pressure and that constant criticizing of ourselves. So after you do all these steps, you stop, you drop in, you see what emotion you're feeling. Where is it? How does it feel? And just allowing it. Roll with it. Roll with that intensity. Then if there's something else to move you through it, do that. And then in the end, just give thanks. Give thanks and then continue on your day. This process could take 3 minutes. It could take 20 minutes. It doesn't matter. It's just that allowing, that doing, that observing, that honoring, that respecting. It is so critical. It is so vital that we allow ourselves to feel in order to heal. And especially with all that's going on in these times we go through, do it. Again, I can tell you, I can share these things that have been so powerful for me in my life. But if we don't do them, we are all the ones in control of our lives. If I choose not to do it, that's also a choice. But the benefit is in the action, not just the thinking. Enjoy.